What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Wednesday, January 2nd, 2019, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Netflix has announced that more than 45 million accounts tuned in for its horror movie Bird Box during the first week it was streaming. The company tweeted on Friday, "Took off my blindfold this morning to discover that 45,037,125 Netflix accounts have already watched Bird Box, best first 7 days ever for a Netflix film," without offering further details regarding exactly how many Netflix users saw the movie, since several people can share an account. Released online December 21st, the film is based on Josh Malerman's novel. It stars Sandra Bullock as a survivor of an apocalypse where people kill themselves after seeing creatures that take the forms of their worst fears. Bullock's character, Mallory, and others wear blindfolds and depend on the warning chirps of birds to stay alive. The ensemble also includes Sarah Paulson, John Malkovich, and Trevante Rhodes. Ryan Reynolds has posted on Instagram a behind-the-scenes photo of himself working on the upcoming live-action Pokemon movie Detective Pikachu. The image, released on Sunday, features Reynolds side-by-side with the film's title character. The actor is smiling while wearing motion capture markers on his face. The photo confirms that Reynolds provided motion capture work for Pikachu, the character he is voicing, who will appear in an animated form in the film alongside other Pokemon. The motion capture work will allow Pikachu to have more realistic facial expressions. Pikachu, from director Rob Letterman, is set to arrive in theaters on May 11, 2019. Justice Smith, Catherine Newton, and Ken Watanabe also star. The film is based on the Pokemon brand, which has spawned multiple anime series and video games. A trailer released in November featured Smith coming into contact with Reynolds' Pikachu, whom he can somehow understand and communicate with. Pokemon, Jigglypuff, Mr. Mime, and Charizard will also be featured in the clip. Universal Pictures released a new trailer for the horror movie Happy Death Day to You online Tuesday. Christopher Landon wrote and directed the sequel to 2017's Happy Death Day. Jessica Rothe has returned to star. The synopsis reads, "This time our hero Tree Gelbman discovers that dying over and over was surprisingly easier than the dangers that lie ahead." In the first movie, Tree was a college student who keeps reliving the day she was murdered and tries to break the time loop by finding her killer, who wears a baby mask. Tuesday's 80-second preview suggests Tree is experiencing a similar phenomenon, but with a twist. She tells those around her, now the killer is coming after all of us. The film is set for theatrical release on February 14th. The third season of the supernatural series Stranger Things is scheduled to debut July 4th on Netflix. The streaming service announced a premiere date early Tuesday on Twitter. The message also included a poster showing animated versions of characters played by Millie Bobby Brown, Finn Wolfhard, Gatton Matrezano, Caleb McLaughlin, Noah Schnapp, and Sadie Sink, watching fireworks light up a summer night sky. A YouTube video showed footage from the 1984-1985 broadcast of Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve being interrupted on a television by a computer coding. The message reads, "One summer can change everything. July 4th, 1985 appears on the screen before the 1985 changes to 2019. Stranger Things 3 are the last words seen in the minute-long clip. Set in 1985 Indiana, the show co-stars Winona Ryder and David Harbour. The titles of the next batch of episodes are Susie Do You Copy, The Mallrats, The Case of the Mizzy Lifeguard, The Sauna Test, The Source, The Birthday, The Bite, and The Battle of Starcourt. Bruce Campbell has signed on to host a new version of the docuseries Ripley's Believe It or Not for the Travel Channel. The rebooted show is set to premiere later this year. Previous hosts have included Dean Cain, Marie Osmond, and Jack Palance. Campbell made the announcement during a New Year's Eve visit to Ripley's attraction in New York's Times Square. Campbell says, as an actor, I've always been drawn towards stuff that's a little more out there, a little more fantastical. As a kid, I read the Ripley books, I saw the TV shows, so I'm here to announce officially, once and for all, just blowing into town to tell you that we're officially bringing back Ripley's as a television show, hosting for the Travel Channel. The actor is best known for playing Ash Williams, the Chainsaw Hand, Demon Fighter, in several Evil Dead movies, and the Starz series Ash vs. Evil Dead, which was canceled last year after 3 seasons. Days before Campbell's appearance in New York, Ripley's teased that he was coming to make a very exciting announcement. Campbell tweeted, "Believe it." Netflix has removed the episode of Patriot Act with Hassan Mahjan from its streaming service in Saudi Arabia that criticizes the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Mahjan blamed Saudi Arabia and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman for the killing in the episode. Mahjan poked fun at the Saudi government explanations for Khashoggi's disappearance and said U.S. tech companies should cut financial ties with the country. Khashoggi, a Saudi citizen, a U.S. resident, and Washington Post columnist, was killed inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2nd. CIA concluded in November that Salam ordered the killing. Netflix was threatened with prosecution under Saudi Arabia's cybercrime law on the episode. Netflix said in a statement, "We strongly support artistic freedom and remove this episode only in Saudi Arabia after we have received a valid legal request and to comply with local law. The episode can still be accessed globally on YouTube." Netflix launched Patriot Act in October. The talk show features Mahjan, a former star of The Daily Show, discussing politics and culture. Comcast has decided to drop the Fuse network, owned in part by Jennifer Lopez, from its lineup of cable channels. Comcast said in a statement, "We regularly evaluate our channel lineups and sometimes make changes to ensure we're offering customers a wide variety of the content that they want to see at the best value." The company continued by saying, in this case, much of the content carried by Fuse is similar to the content that is also available on other networks. We understand that some customers may find Fuse's programming of interest, and we will work with them to find options that will help them continue to watch other content like this program. Fuse is known for featuring multicultural programming and featured shows such as T-Pain's School of Business and The Hollywood Puppet Show from executive producer Wilder Valderrama. Lopez's Nuvo TV channel bought Fuse for $226 million in 2014, merging the companies under the Fuse banner in the process. President and CEO of Fuse Media, Michael Schwimmer, said in a statement, "Despite Comcast's publicly stated commitment to support diverse and independently operated networks, Comcast has elected to drop Fuse, a multicultural-focused television network, on December 31st after more than a decade of carriage." He continued before highlighting Fuse's commitment to diversity. "This decision is both surprising and troubling, considering that Fuse met Comcast's financial demands and no other requirements were ever communicated to us." Fuse reached 60 million cable households as of February. Comcast has 22 million video subscribers. Joanna Lumley is set to serve as the host of the 2019 British Academy Film Awards for the second year in a row. BAFTA made the announcement on Twitter Wednesday. Lumley is best known for starring on Absolutely Fabulous. The organization said alongside a photo of Lumley, "We're excited to be welcoming back the phenomenal Joanna Lumley as host of the #BAFTA Film Awards at Royal Albert Hall on February 10th. Nominations will be announced on January 9th, with the Rising Star Award nominees set to be announced on Thursday. BAFTA also announced on Twitter that the award ceremony will feature a performance by Cirque du Soleil. BAFTA's Director of Awards, Emma Baer, said in a statement, "We're delighted to be returning to the iconic Royal Albert Hall for a third year and collaborating again with Cirque du Soleil. We're thrilled that Joanna has agreed to return as our host for a second year. She was fantastic, and we're looking forward to the ceremony with her once again at the helm." Kim Kardashian is reportedly being a mom of 4. People confirm the 38-year-old television personality and her husband Kanye West are expecting their 4th child via surrogate. Us Weekly said Kardashian and West are having a baby boy. Source says that the couple's gestational carrier is due to give birth in early May. Kardashian and West are already parents to 5-year-old daughter North, 3-year-old son Saint, and 11-month-old daughter Chicago. The couple welcomed Chicago via surrogate in January 2018. An insider told Us Weekly Kim always wanted 4 kids. Kardashian has discussed the possibility of baby number 4 with E! News in August, but denied she was expecting at the time. She previously told Elle a fourth child would be her last. The star explained, "My home and my heart feel really full right now in the best way." She says, "I don't think I can handle more than 4. My time is spread really thin, and I think it's important that in all couples, the mom gives the husband as much attention as the kids." Kardashian shared photos with West and their 3 kids last week after hosting her family's annual Christmas Eve party. North wore a shade of red lipstick to the badge that Kardashian later hinted will be a KKW beauty release. And in a related story, Kanye West once again showed support for President Donald Trump on Twitter. West, who has previously stated in October that he was distancing himself from politics, jumped right back into the subject on Tuesday across multiple tweets. He said, "Trump all day, just so in 2019 you know where I stand," along with a tweet featuring dragon emojis that called back to West, previously stating that he and the president have dragon energy. He continued, "They will not program me. Blacks are 90% Democrats. That sounds like control to me." West concluded, "From now on, I'm performing with my hat on. One of my favorite many things about what the Trump hat represents to me is that people can't tell me what to do because I'm black." West also tweeted out that the year 2024, seemingly in reference to how he has repeatedly said he wants to run for president someday. West has met with Trump in October inside the Oval Office before a law was signed to update the U.S. copyright laws. West made headlines in December when he reignited his feud with Drake on Twitter, saying that the former rapper threatened him over the phone. Retired NBA player Kobe Bryant is going to be a dad of 4. The 40-year-old Los Angeles Lakers star announced in an Instagram post Tuesday on New Year's Day that he's having another mamacita, or daughter, with wife Vanessa Bryant. Bryant shared a message reading, "New year, new baby, baby mamba on the way, 2019. The post features a festive gold glitter background. Bryant added in the caption, "Vanessa and I are beyond excited to announce that we're going to expect another mamacita to go along with Natalia, Gina, and Bianca. Hashtag blessed, hashtag Bryant brunch, hashtag daddy's princesses, hashtag love, hashtag 2019. Bryant and Vanessa are parents to 15-year-old Natalia, 12-year-old Gina, and 2-year-old Bianca. Vanessa said in a post on her own account that Natalia and Gina are looking forward to having another sibling. The expected mom wrote, according to People, they're super excited to welcome another little baby sister to love. Bryant appeared in a photo with Vanessa and their 3 daughters in August during a family trip to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico for his 40th birthday. He captioned the post, "Surprise family trip to Cabo for my birthday, hashtag Bryant brunch, hashtag 40, hashtag Queen Mamba, hashtag Mambacitas." Bryant retired from the NBA in 2016 after 20 years with the Los Angeles Lakers. He and Vanessa welcomed Bianca the same year. Gordon Ramsay is going to be a dad of 5. The 52-year-old celebrity chef and television personality announced he's having another baby with wife Tana Ramsay in an Instagram post Tuesday on New Year's Day. Ramsay shared a video of his 4 children, Megan 21, Holly 19, Scott 19, and Matilda 17, wishing fans a Happy New Year. The clip ends with Tana showing her baby bump to the camera. Ramsay exclaims, "And guess what? Happy New Year, because we've got another one coming. Oh my Lord." The happy news comes less than 3 years after Tana had a miscarriage at 5 months pregnant in June 2016. Ramsay announced on Facebook at the time, "Hi guys, Tana and I want to thank you so much for your support over the past couple of weeks. We had a devastating weekend as Tana had sadly miscarried our son at 5 months." Ramsay and his family also celebrate Holly and Scott's birthday this week. The chef dedicated a post to the twins Monday on Instagram. He wrote, "Happy birthday, Jack and Holly, 19 years ago. Today, you both popped out early and screwed up our party. Tonight, enjoy your birthday. Love, Dad," at Jack and at Holly Ramsay. Ramsay owns several restaurants, including restaurant Gordon Ramsay in London. He is known for the TV series Hell's Kitchen, Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, and Master Chef. Tiffany Haddish apologized on Twitter for a stand-up comedy show she had at the James L. Knight Center in Miami for New Year's Eve. Haddish commented on her stand-up set Tuesday alongside a link to an article about the show from The Roots. The article titled "Tiffany Haddish Bombs Drinks with Fans Instead" mentioned how the comedian forgot some of her jokes on stage and how fans left early. Haddish says, yes, this happened. I wish it was better in Miami. I prayed on it, and I have a strong feeling this will never happen again. Haddish, after apologizing, received support on Twitter from fellow comedians such as Kathy Griffin, Marlon Wayans, and Penn Oswalt. Griffin says, this is the price of fame when you're a comic. I was so lucky that there wasn't a Snapchat IG when I started out on my first big tour. No real comic never bombs. You are hilarious, incredible talent at Tiffany Haddish, and I can't wait to see you live. Ignore the haters. Wayne says, and this too shall pass. We all bomb, baby. That's a part of the journey. Embrace it. Same shit you bombed with, you'll get a standing ovation for later. Love you. And Oswald says, 5 years ago I did a set at the Improv where half the audience walked out because the comedian before me killed so hard they wanted to go to the bar and say hi to him. It's okay, and this will be a blip on what I promised will be a brilliant career. Keep going. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1962, the Weavers are banned by NBC after refusing to sign a loyalty oath. The Weavers, one of the most significant pop music groups of the post-war era, saw their career nearly destroyed during the Red Scare of the early 1950s. Even with the anti-communist fever in decline by the early 1960s, the Weavers' leftist politics were used against them as late as January 2nd, 1962, when the group's appearance on the Jack Paar Show was canceled over their refusal to sign an oath of political loyalty. The importance of the Weavers to the folk revival of the late 1950s cannot be overstated. Without the group that Pete Seeger founded with Lee Hayes in Greenwich Village in 1948, there would be likely no Bob Dylan, not to mention no Kingston Trio or Peter, Paul, and Mary. The Weavers helped spark a tremendous resurgence in interest in American folk traditions and folk songs when they burst onto the popular scene with Goodnight Irene, a #1 record for 13 weeks in the summer and fall of 1950. The Weavers sold millions of copies of innocent, beautiful, and utterly apolitical records like Midnight Special and On Top of Old Smoky that year. And then it came light that members of the group had openly embraced the pacifism, the internationalism, and the pro-labor sympathies of the Communist Party during the 1930s. When word of their political past spread, the backlash was swift. The Weavers' planned television show was canceled. The group was placed under FBI surveillance, and Seeger and Hayes were called to testify before Joseph McCarthy's House Un-American Activity Committees. The Weavers lost their recording contract with Decca in 1951, and by 1953, unable to book more concert venues and banned from appearing on television and radio, they disbanded. The Weavers enjoyed a significant comeback in the late 1950s, but the group never shook its right-wing antagonists. On the afternoon of January 2nd, 1962, in advance of a scheduled appearance on the Jack Paar Show, the Weavers were told by NBC officials that their appearance would be canceled if they would not sign a statement disavowing the Communist Party. Every member of the Weavers refused to sign. Also on this date in 1980, Shirley Lansing is named the first female studio production head. Former model named head of Fox Productions ran the headline in the January 2nd, 1980 issue of the New York Times over an article announcing that Shirley Lansing had been selected to lead the production department at 20th Century Fox. After signing a 3-year contract of a minimum of $300,000 per year, plus the possibility of hefty bonuses based on box office returns, Lansing became not only the first woman to head production at a major movie studio, but also one of the highest paid female executives in any industry. Though Lansing later expressed irritation at the prominent mentions of her modeling career in the press coverage of her promotion, there was no doubt that she had an unusual resume for a top studio executive. Just 35 years old at the time, the Northwestern University graduate was a former high school math teacher who was later featured in television commercials for Max Factor's hair products. A role in the John Wayne movie Real Lobo hooked Lansing on the film industry, and she landed a job as a scriptwriter for an independent producer. Rising through the ranks from executive story editors to executive vice presidents of creative affairs at Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, she left that studio for Columbia Pictures, where she rose to fame as a vice president of production and later senior VP. Lansing's appointment came after months of uncertainty at 20th Century Fox. President Alan Ladd Jr., who had been at the reins for the studio's 1977 mega hit Star Wars, had resigned in July amid disagreements with studio chairman Dennis Stanfield. When most of the company's top brass also left in the fallout, the new vice chairman and chief operating officer, Alan Hirschfeld, the former president of Columbia Pictures, brought on new people from his old studio. Lansing, who has worked as a senior production executive on Columbia's critically acclaimed hits Kramer vs. Kramer, which won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and The China Syndrome, starring Michael Douglas, was one of these heirs. As Hirschfeld told the New York Times, the latest Motion Picture Association of America report shows that the audience is still trending down between the ages of 14 and 24. Sherry can attract the younger creative movie makers who can make pictures that attract the younger audience. In her 3 years at Fox, Lansing counted Chariots of Fire, The Verdict, and Taps among her success. She left the studio in 1983 to form a production venture with Stanley Jaffe. Their union produced Fatal Attraction, 1987, The Accused, 1988, Black Rain, 1989, School Tides, 1992, and Decent Proposal, 1993. After Jaffe became president of Paramount Communications, Lansing took over the chairmanship of Paramount Pictures in 1992. During her 12-year tenure there, the studio had an impressive run of hits, including the blockbuster hits Forrest Gump, 1994, Braveheart, 1995, and The Titanic, 1997, all winners of the Oscar for Best Picture. The latter two were co-produced by Fox. Lansing left Paramount in 2004 after the company was bought by Viacom. She subsequently formed her own foundation dedicated to raising funds for cancer research and received the Jean Herschel Humanitarian Award at the 79th Academy Awards in 2007. And that is your entertainment report for Wednesday, January 3rd, 2019. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.